I'm Donald Trump, born in New York in 1946. I graduated from the Wharton School, diving into the world of real estate with the Trump Organization from 1971 to 2017. My political journey began in the late 90s with the Reform Party, but I found my home in the Republican Party. In 2015, I launched my presidential campaign, focusing on job creation, strict immigration policies, and revising healthcare. On November 8, 2016, I made history as the 45th president, succeeding Barack Obama. My term ended in January 2021, paving the way for Joe Biden. It's been quite a ride. Growing up as the son of a wealthy entrepreneur, I graduated from Wharton in 1968, ready to dive into the family business, Elizabeth Trump and Son. By 1971, I took the reins and transformed it into the Trump Organization. My focus? Luxury construction in Manhattan, turning my name into a brand synonymous with success. In 2006, I became the face of ACN Incorporated, a major player in telecommunications and energy. Along the way, I built casinos, invested in wrestling, and produced the hit show The Apprentice from 2004 to 2015. Each step was a new challenge, but I thrived on making my mark in diverse industries. I entered politics in the late 1990s, starting with the Reform Party, driven by a desire for change. It was an exciting time, full of possibilities. But as I grew and learned, I realized my vision aligned more with the Republican Party. By July 2015, I found myself nominated as the candidate for the 2016 presidential elections. It was a whirlwind experience, filled with challenges and opportunities to connect with people across the nation. I embraced the chance to share my ideas and fight for what I believed in, knowing that every step was a part of a larger journey towards shaping our future. In today's political landscape, we see a stark division within the Republican Party, fueled by a leader who has harnessed the raw social anger of a disoriented society. His fiery speeches resonate with a base that feels abandoned, while the elite scramble to maintain control. This populist wave is a direct response to the economic crisis, offering protectionist policies that promise job creation and tax breaks. But it doesn't stop there. It's also about strict anti-immigration measures and a push to dismantle Obama's healthcare reforms. This is more than just politics. It's a reflection of deep-seated anxieties and a call for a radical shift in how we view our collective future. On November 8, 2016, history was made when I was elected the 45th President of the United States. With 47.8% of the vote, I narrowly edged out Hillary Clinton, who garnered 47.4%. It was a fierce battle, and the nation was divided. But on January 20th, 2017, I took the oath of office, stepping into a role that would challenge me in ways I never imagined. From day one, I faced a whirlwind of issues, from healthcare to immigration, and the stakes couldn't have been higher. It was a moment that reshaped the political landscape and ignited passionate debates across the country.
From day one, the pressure was on. The streets erupted in protests, a wave of voices demanding change like we've never seen before in American history. It was a clear message. The social bloc that propelled him into office expected immediate action. Every march, every chant echoed the urgency of the moment. People were tired of waiting for promises to turn into reality. This was more than just a reaction. It was a movement, a collective demand for accountability and progress. The stakes were high, and the world was watching closely, ready to see if those early days would translate into lasting change. The government's ambitious plans on migration and health faced major roadblocks. The judiciary stepped in, blocking the controversial travel ban twice, which aimed to limit entry from several Islamic-majority countries. Meanwhile, the Republican Party's internal struggles led to the collapse of healthcare reform meant to replace Obamacare. They even hit a wall with the border adjustment tax, a proposal that sparked fierce backlash from American entrepreneurs. It's a clear reminder of how institutional checks and party dynamics can shape policy outcomes in unexpected ways. In recent years, U.S. foreign policy has taken a sharp turn. Initially, it seemed like a commitment to America First meant stepping back from global leadership. We saw a reluctance to uphold multilateral agreements like NAFTA and the TPP, signaling a shift away from the interventionist strategies of previous administrations. Yet, paradoxically, this approach morphed into unexpected military involvement in the Middle East. It's a fascinating contradiction, pulling back while simultaneously stepping into conflicts, reshaping America's role on the world stage in ways we never anticipated.
In May 2017, with my approval ratings dipping below 40%, I made a bold move. After the G7 summit in Taormina, I announced the U.S. withdrawal from the 2015 Paris Agreement. It was a controversial decision, but I believed it was time to prioritize American interests. I wanted to renegotiate a deal that would better serve our economy and energy independence. Climate change is real, but so is the need for a balanced approach that doesn't sacrifice jobs or growth. This was about finding a path forward that works for everyone.
In December 2018, the United States officially withdrew from UNESCO, a move that sent shockwaves through international relations. This decision stemmed from accusations of anti-Israeli bias within the organization. Critics argued that UNESCO's stance on Israel undermined its credibility, while supporters claimed it was a vital platform for cultural preservation and education. The withdrawal not only strained U.S.-UN relations, but also raised questions about America's commitment to global cooperation. As tensions simmered, the implications of this decision rippled through diplomatic circles, highlighting the complexities of international politics in an increasingly polarized world. In December, a pivotal decision reshaped global geopolitics, recognizing Jerusalem as Israel's capital and initiating the embassy transfer from Tel Aviv. This move, rooted in the 1995 Jerusalem Embassy Act, had been sidelined by previous administrations. The implications were profound, igniting tensions and altering diplomatic dynamics in the Middle East. Supporters hailed it as a long-overdue acknowledgement of Israel's sovereignty, while critics warned of escalating conflict. This bold step not only redefined U.S. foreign policy, but also underscored the complexities of peace in a region fraught with historical grievances. In June 2018, a remarkable shift occurred in global politics. Kim Jong-un and Donald Trump met on Sentosa Island in Singapore, marking the first-ever summit between a sitting U.S. president and a North Korean leader. This historic encounter was fueled by months of thawing relations, as both sides sought a path toward peace. They signed a document aimed at denuclearizing the Korean Peninsula, a bold step that sparked hope for a more stable future. It was a moment that showcased diplomacy's potential to change the course of history, reminding us that even the most entrenched conflicts can find a way to dialogue. The November 2018 midterm elections were a turning point in American politics. The Republicans lost control of the House, while they held on to the Senate, highlighting a stark polarization. This shift was driven by a diverse coalition of voters, women, African Americans, and young people, who rallied against the status quo. Their voices echoed through the ballot box, signaling a powerful dissent against organized presidential policies. It was a clear message. When marginalized groups unite, they can reshape the political landscape and challenge the powers that be. This election wasn't just about seats. It was about reclaiming a voice in democracy.
In the months leading up to the November 2020 election, the nation was on edge. Racial tensions flared, fueled by protests from the Black Lives Matter movement, demanding justice and equality. Meanwhile, the economic crisis deepened, leaving many struggling to make ends meet. This turmoil began to chip away at the support for the president, who, despite the chaos, accepted the Republican nomination in August. It was a bold move, but with the streets alive with dissent and uncertainty looming, the question remained, could he rally the nation behind him once more?
The consultations during the pandemic were a wild ride, marked by intense polarization. The outgoing president's responses? Inefficient at best and downright irresponsible at worst. As he lost support, conspiracy theories took root, with QAnon myths offering a bizarre sense of hope for some. But in January 2021, the tides turned. Trump faced defeat, and Joe Biden stepped in, promising a new direction. It was a moment of reckoning, where the nation had to confront not just the virus, but the deep divisions that had emerged.
After being banned from Facebook and Twitter, I realized the need for a platform that truly values free speech. That's when I launched Truth Social in February 2022. Developed by Trump Media and Technology Group and Digital World Acquisition, it's designed to give everyone a voice without the censorship. It's not just about sharing opinions, it's about creating a community where ideas can thrive. In a world where social media giants control the narrative, Truth Social stands as a beacon for those who feel excluded. Join me in this journey to reclaim our digital space.
In November 2022, I announced my candidacy for the 2024 presidential elections, making history as the first U.S. president ever convicted in a criminal trial. Fast forward to July 2024, and the Supreme Court granted me partial presidential immunity, a groundbreaking decision that reshaped the legal landscape. This unprecedented situation raises questions about accountability and the limits of power. Can a president truly be above the law? As I campaign, I'm not just fighting for votes. I'm challenging the very foundations of our democracy. The stakes have never been higher.
The 2024 electoral campaign was a fierce battleground, marked by harsh rhetoric aimed at Vice President Harris. This aggressive tone resonated with a lower-middle electorate, channeling their frustrations and distrust of the establishment. In a surprising turn, the results showed a clear victory for the candidate, who secured 276 electoral votes, just over the crucial 270 needed. This win makes him the second U.S. president, after Grover Cleveland, to achieve a non-consecutive term. It's a powerful reminder of how political tides can shift, reflecting the deep divisions and passions within our society.